Between 1347 and 1353, an invisible enemy swept across 3 continents, claiming the lives of 1 in 3 Europeans. The Black Death didn't just kill, it transformed civilization itself, dismantling feudalism and reshaping the foundations of European society. Welcome to Clear Lens History, where we cut through the fog of time to reveal the unbiased truths of the past. Using data-driven insights, we explore pivotal events that shaped our world. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Clear Lens History for more content like this. In today's episode, journey back to the 14th century as we examine humanity's darkest pandemic through historical records and demographic data. We'll uncover how wartime trade routes became highways of death and how catastrophic loss sparked unexpected social progress. This is the story of humanity's darkest pandemic, told through the lens of historical evidence. What began in the vast steppes of Central Asia would forever alter the trajectory of human civilization, revealing how a single pathogen could unravel the social fabric of an entire continent. The pandemic's origins traced to where the bacterium Yersinia pestis had circulated among wild rodent populations for millennia. Around 1338, climatic shifts during the early Little Ice Age created ideal conditions for plague transmission, setting the stage for catastrophe on an unprecedented scale. The Silk Road, that great commercial lifeline connecting the East and the West, became death's highway. Mongol trade networks, symbols of medieval globalization, facilitated the pathogen's westward march. By 1346, the plague reached the Black Sea port of Kaffa, modern-day Feudossia. In battle, Mongol forces reportedly catapulted infected corpses over city walls during their siege, an early example of biological warfare. Genoese merchants, fleeing Kaffa's horror, unknowingly carried doom aboard their vessels. These ships of death reached Messina, Sicily, in October 1347, their crews either dead or dying. From this single point, the plague exploded across Europe's interconnected trade networks. Marseille, Genoa, Venice, Barcelona. Each port became a new epicenter of devastation. The disease manifested in 3 devastating forms. Bubonic plague caused grotesque swellings called buboes in the lymph nodes. Pneumonic plague attacked the lungs, spreading through respiratory droplets. Septicemic plague poisoned the blood, killing within hours. Medieval chroniclers described victims turning black from internal bleeding, hence the name Black Death, though contemporary accounts more often called it Great Mortality, or simply the pestilence. The pandemic's demographic impact was staggering. England lost an estimated 40 to 60% of its population. Florence, Europe's banking capital, saw deaths peak at 500 daily during the summer of 1348. Entire villages vanished. Archaeological evidence shows over 1,000 deserted settlements in England alone. This catastrophic depopulation shattered feudalism's foundations. Labor scarcity empowered surviving peasants who demanded higher wages and personal freedoms. The Peasants' Revolt of 1381 in England directly stemmed from these new expectations. Serfdom began its slow decline as lords competed for workers, inadvertently accelerating social mobility. Religious institutions faced unprecedented crisis. Monasteries, with their communal living, suffered devastating losses. Some orders lost 80% of their members. This clerical shortage forced the church to ordain less educated priests, contributing to religious reform movements. Meanwhile, extreme devotional practices emerged. Flagellant processions swept across Europe, practitioners believing self-punishment might appease divine wrath. Tragically, Minority communities became scapegoats. Anti-Semitic violence erupted across Central Europe despite Pope Clement VI's 1348 bull condemning such persecution. In Strasbourg alone, 2,000 Jews were burned alive in February 1349, their alleged crime being the deliberate spread of plague. Medical understanding evolved gradually. Italian city-states pioneered quarantine measures. Venice's 40-day ship detention period gave us the word quarantine from quaranta giorni. Public health boards emerged, conducting early epidemiological investigations and implementing sanitation measures that would influence urban planning for centuries. The Black Death's legacy reverberates through modern pandemic responses. COVID-19's rapid global transmission via air travel mirrors the plague's spread along medieval trade routes. Social distancing, mask wearing, and quarantine measures employed during 2020 to 2021 directly descended from 14th century innovations. Yersinia pestis remains endemic in rodent populations across Western North America, Central Asia, and parts of Africa. Modern cases, though treatable with antibiotics, remind us of our continued vulnerability. Climate change threatens to expand vector habitats, potentially creating new plague reservoirs. Contemporary data analysis reveals striking parallels. Both pandemics disproportionately affected marginalized populations, exposed healthcare system inadequacies, and triggered significant economic disruption. The difference lies in our scientific understanding and public health infrastructure, advantages that history warns us we must never take for granted. The Black Death didn't end civilization. It transformed it, accelerating the transition from medieval to modern Europe. By examining this pandemic through historical data and contemporary records, we see how catastrophic events can reshape society's foundations in unexpected ways. Historical catastrophes often become catalysts for change, revealing both human vulnerability and resilience. Thanks for watching Clear Lens History. Subscribe for more data-driven explorations that illuminate the past through factual analysis rather than speculation alone.